Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought that I would do an updated TBR counting video because it has been a long time since I have counted my TBR for a video and shown you guys how many books and what books are on my TBR. And even though I know the number, you guys don't know the number yet because I did count them recently for a separate series that I'm starting on my channel, which is like a TBR takedown series where I'm going to do reading vlogs every month, every couple of months, where I try to tackle my TBR, and that will be up either before or after this. I have not decided on my video publishing order yet. That will be a new series, and that's why I thought I'd do an updated video like this so you guys can tell me what books that you'd like to see me read sooner rather than later that are on my TBR. But I don't want to ramble on too much. I'm going to do this slightly differently than how I did it last time. I have already got a separate bookshelf tour up on my channel, so if you want to see me go through the books that way, you can definitely watch it there. But I'm actually going to take the books off my shelves and just show you guys here each book individually so I can actually show you every single book. Otherwise it might get a little bit confusing if I'm just pointed to them on the shelves. So I am going to take them off shelf by shelf and go through them, if that makes any sense. So we're just gonna get straight into it. First book I have is Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney, The Last Thing You Told Me by Laura Dave, None Shall Sleep by Ali Marnie, There Should Have Been 8 by Nalini Singh, A Haunting in Venice by Agatha Christie, Keep You Close by Lucy Whitehouse, At the End of Everything by Marieke Nijkamp, I'm probably saying that so wrong, Final Girls by Riley Sager, The Gracier by Kim Liggett, The Institute and Misery by Stephen King, Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, this is the last book in the Natural series, The Hawthorne Legacy and the Final Gambit, also by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, I've only read the first one in this series, The Vanishing Stare by Maureen Johnson, The Soulmate and Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth. I have a massive stack here from the next shelf. I have Sense and Sensibility, 1984 by George Orwell, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Never Thought I'd End Up Here by Anne Liang, Babel by R.F. Kuang, Eventown by Corey Ann Haydu, Another Life by Kristen Hanna, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World, History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera, The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams, and The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I have quite a few Taylor Jenkins Reid books on my TBR, so I have Carrie Soto Is Back, Malibu Rising, Forever Interrupted, and After I Do. A few Frederick Backman books. I have Anxious People, Beartown, and A Man Called Ove, Lessons in Chemistry, Beautiful World, Where Are You, The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards, Lovely War by Julie Berry, Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, The Women by Kristen Hanna, All This Can Be True by Jen Michalski, Again by E. Lockhart, Blue Sisters by Coco Mallers, 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown, and Rouge by Mona Awad. We have Where I Belong and All I Want by J. Daniels, and Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn, The Witch Is Back by Sophie H. Morgan, Sweet Baby by Teddy Jovial, What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walther, Hugging Around by Emily Rath, Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yaros, The Bromance Book Club by Lissa K. Adams, Billionaire Island by Olivia Hillier, If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nowlin, and The Perfect Couple and 28 Summers by Alan Hildebrand. Do not ask me why these sizes are so completely different. You can literally see, like, these are probably my most empty shelves out of all of them, but I am like working up a sweat already doing this. Okay, the lighting may be slightly different. I had to just like close my little makeshift curtain because, as I said, it's getting really hot in here, so hopefully that blocks out more of the shade, but I do have my ring light and there's still like natural lighting coming through, so it will look different, but it still looks okay on my viewfinder, hopefully. So let's continue. Off to the Races and A Photo Finish by Elsie Silver, Book Lovers by Emily Henry, Meant to Be and Break the Rules by Lauren Jackson. Then I have some Anna Huang books. I have The Striker, King of Wrath and King of Pride, Meet Me at the Lake and This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver, In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, Out on a Limb by Hannah Burnham Young, You with a View and The X-Files by Jessica Joyce, The Graham Effect by Al Kennedy, Good Girl Complex by Al Kennedy, Dishonestly Yours by Krista and Becca Ritchie, Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter, and I've got books 2 to 5 in the Off-Campus series. I've only read the first one, Swift and Saddled and Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage, My Dark Romeo by L.J. Shen and Parker S. Huntington, Pack Up the Moon by Kristen Higgins, The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood, Ghosted by J.M. Darhauer. Then I have all of Alice Oseman's novels. I've only read one of them, which was Solitaire, so I have Radio Silence, Loveless, I Was Born for This, and the 2 little novellas, which are This Winter and Nick and Charlie, Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino, Scarred and Wretched by Emily McIntyre, Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, The Finish Line by Kate Stewart, this is the last book in the Ravenhood trilogy, Hunting Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton, The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie, Holty by Mariana Zapata, From Lukov with Love, also by Mariana Zapata, Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, which I honestly don't think I'll ever read, Still Beating and June 1st by Jennifer Hartman, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, The Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard, which are extremely sun damaged, The Night Circus and the Starless Sea by Eric Morgenstern, The Kiss of Deception and Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, Nightbane and Skyshade by Alex Astor, the Akane series by Lynette Noni, which is missing a few, The Gilded Cage and the Blood Trader, also by Lynette Noni, A Study in Drowning and A Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid, the Inferno Rising series by Abigail Owen, the Serpent and Dove trilogy. By the way guys, a lot of these series where I have the whole series, it's because they come in like box sets. That's why I have the whole series without reading any, before I get some hate comments about that, which I know I'll probably still get anyway. Anyway, next one is Heir of Broken Souls by Mads Rafferty, The Cruel Prince trilogy by Holly Black, Priory of the Orange Tree and the Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, some of the Throne of Glass series. We have Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, and of course The Kingdom of Ash. I have quite a few Stephanie Garber books here. I have A Curse for True Love. I still have not gotten around to reading this. Legendary and Finale from the Caravor trilogy, and also Spectacular, which is a novella that's connected to the Caravor trilogy. Ruthless Fae, which is the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, Where the Dark Stands Still by A.B. Poranek, Immortal Dark by Tygest Germer, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King and the Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent, A Winter's Promise by Christelle Darbos. I have a bunch of Olivia Blake books. I have Gifted and Talented, Alone with You in the Ether, One for My Enemy, and The Atlas Paradox and The Atlas Complex, which are the second and third books in the Atlas 6 trilogy. The Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. I don't know why I haven't read this yet. I'm honestly just terrified. Glow of the Everflame by Penn Cole, The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon, Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, Dragon Rider by Taryn Matharu, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I also have Vicious and Vengeful from V.E. Schwab and Darker Shade of Magic, Iron and Embers by Helen Shura, Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare, Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark. I technically started this and DNF'd it, but I'm planning on going back into it. Tonight I Burn by Catherine J. Adams, Feybound by Sarah Al Arifi, The Half King by Melissa Landers, Of Salt and Mist by Jade Ritchie, and The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. I am getting like probably to like the halfway mark now. We're getting somewhere. Okay, this next shelf I'm going through, it's at the bottom. I literally have not read like any of them, so this is going to be a big shelf to go through. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, The Ravens by Morgan Page, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lainey Taylor, Snow Globe by So Young Park, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Clune, This Wretched Dawn by Melinda Gong, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick, which I also started and DNF'd, but I am planning on going back into it, The Pendragon Witch by C.C. Davies, A Tribute of Fire by Soraya Wilson, The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson, The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafon, again probably saying that wrong, Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mace, A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. Okay, my camera just died, so it might be in a slightly different position, but The Empress by Kristen Cast, These Violent Delights and Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lin Tan, The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen, Kingdom of the Wicked and Throne of the Fallen by Kerry Maniscalco, Graceling by Kristen Kashaw, The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller, Circe by Madeline Miller, Quicksilver by Kelly Hart, the entire Twilight series besides the first one because for some reason I've never read these, The Lovers by Yumna Kassab. I have a bunch of Marissa Meyer books here. I have Cress and Winter from the Lunar Chronicles series, Heartless, and the Renegades trilogy, I Am Not Jessica Chen by Anne Liang, Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, Spiral and Collide by Bal Cabra, Unloved by Peyton Corrin, Thrive by Krista and Becca Ritchie, Incantra by Kaylee Smith, Cross the Line by Simone Soltani, The Rose Bargain by Sasha Peyton Smith, and Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir, Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson, and Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stevens. Now I'm actually going to use my stool to show you the books on my TBR from my top two shelves because I can't reach them just standing here. So I'm actually going to just stand up there and show you guys there. So the camera angle is going to be a little bit different. I feel like I am over explaining myself in this video for literally no reason, but anyway. All of my Christina Lauren books, we have Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, The Soulmate Equation, Something Wilder, Twice in a Blue Moon, and The True Love Experiment, The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher, Terms and Conditions and Final Offer, also by Lauren Asher. Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. Not in a Billion Years by Camilla Eiley. Beach Rivals by Georgie Tilney. And Love Just In by Natalie Murray. Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez. The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. Guys, I'm literally like about to start crashing out because I am sweating. I feel so hot right now, and I'm also ruining all my bookshelves. Like, my books are not lined up properly now, and now I'm gonna have to go back in and fix them. So I feel like filming this video the way I'm filming it was not my best or smartest idea. Honestly, along the top, I cannot be bothered taking them off because they're just too hard to get back in, so I'm just going to point them up here. Home for Christmas by Camilla Eiley. Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. Jaspervale by Devaney Perry. To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It Happened One Summer, Fix Her Up, Secretly Yours, and Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. 1,000 Broken Pieces, Last Chance Books, Pretty Reckless, Vicious, and The Kiss Thief by L.J. Shen. Okay, I'm also not going to move anything off this shelf because it's too hard, but I've only got a couple. I have the Happy Ever After playlist, The Friend Zone, and Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. Board Up and Play Along by Liz Tomford. Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, and The Rule Book and The Cheat Sheet, also by Sarah Adams. It is also really difficult to remove my sprayed edge books, so I'm not going to do that, but if you want to see the books that I have there, go and watch my bookshelf tour because I did go through all of those, and majority of them are on my TBR if I'm being completely honest. We have the Percy Jackson series over here, which I've never read. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. City of Ashes and City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. Clockwork Angel and Chain of Gold, also by Cassandra Clare. Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Myra. The Obsidian Tower by Melissa Caruso. Same deal with the top shelf, but they are all on my actual TBR that I did write down, so don't worry, they will be read. And to finish off with this little shelf over here, Orphea by Joanne M. Harris. These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. Belladonna by Adeline Grace. And the first book in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. And I think we have gone through all of them. So that concludes the end of this video. I really hope it was not as chaotic as it seemed while filming it. I'm so sorry it was a little bit all over the place. That was not what I was expecting when I was planning on filming this video. It was just kind of a lot harder than I thought, and I think I'm like over the 300 mark. I'll put the actual number on the screen because I need to check my Notion page where I wrote them all, but I think it's around like the 320 mark, which is crazy. I would love to get it down to like the 250 mark by the end of the year. Let me know any books that you saw in this video that you'd like me to like prioritize and maybe read sooner that you love, or maybe some books that you don't love and you recommend me not to read, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next one.